Hi, welcome to the Crafty Corner. I am very excited about today's art challenge. Today we're going to be making an art piece using only Sharpie markers. This is going to be fun. So let's head over to the Crafty Corner and get started. Now it is time for us to look at our Sharpie challenge. So I have been collecting markers and such for quite a while, and I've got a fairly decent Sharpie collection. Let's take a look at what I managed to find. All in all, not bad. But of course, we're going to need to see exactly what we've got. So we are going to start by swatching these out. To start with, I'm going to sort these into warm colors, neutrals, and cools. All right, so just a quick review. Our neutral colors would include black and brown, as well as metallics. So we have several metallic markers. We'll set these into our first category. Then we will scoop up all of our cool colors and put them into another spot. Cool colors consist of blues, greens, and purples. Good. This would be our pile of cool colored markers. And our last category, of course, would be our warm colors. Warm colors include reds, oranges, and pinks. Though pinks are a little bit tricky and can swing into the warm or cool color category, depending on what other colors are next to them. Great. So there is our basic collection of Sharpie markers. Let's go ahead and swatch these out and see how our colors look. Okay, now we have our full swatch sheet of Sharpie markers. We have got a lovely set of colors to play with. So there are many possibilities for the direction that our art piece might take us. So I'm going to flip over the page and I'm going to be making a couple of thumbnail sketches before I commit to a full-sized artwork. What I'm noticing about the colors, they're pretty bold. And one of the problems with Sharpies will not blend. For example, if I took this lovely blue and tried to blend it into this lighter blue, it will not blend. There is not any contrast in here. It goes from one color to the other color, and the darker color will always dominate. That just happens to be the nature of Sharpies, but we can make that work to our advantage. So I'm going to go ahead and draw a couple of boxes and try to come up with an idea for our epic Sharpie work. Okay, so looking at the color choices, I'm kind of thinking that we should do a landscape of some sort, or maybe a single character. I'm not sure. Let's start drawing. So what if I started out with some trees. Mountains. Kind of interesting, but no. Waterfall, that's a thought. Kind of like the idea of a waterfall, but I'm not quite sure where I'd go with that. This is always the challenging part, trying to come up with an idea when you first start sketching. Okay, so I've got a couple of ideas. I'm going to pause for a moment and combine these ideas together to get a piece of work that we can put onto a large sheet of paper. Okay, now we've got an idea. I combined a couple of elements from the previous pages. I really like the idea of doing some mushrooms, and I kind of wanted to do some trees, and I definitely wanted a bit of a water element. So combining those main thoughts, I came up with this little woodland mystical landscape with a bridge. So in order to do this artwork, I am going to be using a different type of paper. Now, if you're doing this at home, you could just grab a single piece of paper out of an art journal or printer paper, but Sharpies are alcohol-based markers and they will stain. They are permanent. What you could do if you were working at home using a regular sheet of paper, you could tuck something like a piece of cardboard or a folder behind your drawing to keep your other pages safe, because if you don't, as we can see over here, Sharpies will bleed through your paper. And we can see it right here when we tried to do a gradient. Sharpies bleed, so don't forget to protect your work surface. in order to take that piece of advice pretty seriously, I have this wonderful paper. It is printer paper thin, but this paper has a plastic coated backing on it, and this will prevent any bleeding onto my work surface. So let's go ahead and put this on fast forward and see where our Sharpie epic artwork takes us. All right, so after about an hour and a half of work, here is the end result of our Sharpie marker challenge. I just love the color contrast between the neon colors, the metallics, and all of the lovely dark jewel tones that were in this variety pack of Sharpie markers. So you can try this at home too. Grab yourself a handful of Sharpie markers and see what you can create. And until next time, happy crafting!